everybody, welcome back to my YT live streaming. Actually, this is my second time. I already finished and completed my personal cooking vlog in which I enjoyed a lot, talking a lot also on linking also the topics of science, chemistry during my personal vlogging. But this time point of view, okay, when I start to open up my laptop, I found it very, very happy and a sudden moment that, oh, I have to vlog another content also with regards to the one I've read last night. And then it took me to think quickly. Then I have to decide right now to do the vlog, right? Because it's gonna be like a pag-ibig. Ang pag-ibig ay isang pagmamahal. Pagmamahal, datapwat, bagamat ay kailangan nating mararamdaman sa kaibubuturan ng ating mga damdamin. Am I talking correctly in Tagalog? Ibubuturan. Meaning to say, coming from deep inside your heart. That's kaibubuturan ba yan, guys? I'm not really that good in a Filipino or Tagalog vocabulary. Sorry. Okay, kaibubuturan ng damdamin, something like that. In the bottom of my heart. Something like that. You get the point? Okay, but before starting this vlog, talks about pag-ibig, pagmamahal. Actually, this is not, the latest term pag-ibig that we usually understand with. This is a pag-ibig talking about investment, a government investment institution. Something like that. You get the point? So I've read last night, I will share to you something in which it made me laugh. Something like that, okay? So, ako sa inyo akong coffee because it's very hot. Oh my gosh, this is Italian roast Ali coffee. Oh my gosh. Sarap. Okay. Okay. Okay, good luck to somebody else. I will never mention at this point in time. Okay. Okay, good luck to you, girl, for your journey of being a teacher in the United States of America, Chicago. Okay, I'm very, very proud of you, girl. Okay, she chatted me right now. Okay, palangga, wait for a while. I still did my vlog, and after that, I will do what you are commanding me in favor of you, something like that. Okay. And good luck for your, journey. Something in your endeavor, in your new endeavor as a public school teacher, right? I think so, or private. I'm not really that sure, but you will be able to become now a teacher in Chicago, United States of America. Oh my gosh. Good luck and God bless to you, girl. Okay, but before I will be able to do what you really want me to do in your favor, I'll do my vlog first, okay? Because my vlog is already okay to do this kind of vlog. Okay, this is not very lengthy as compared to my personal cooking. Oh my gosh! I was very overwhelmed in vlogging right now. I did not yet eat my meal. This is gonna be a double jeopardy. Double jeopardy meal, meaning my breakfast and my lunch only one time. Double jeopardy. Then it's gonna be triple jeopardy if you eat your meal from three mode of meals. Your dinner, your breakfast, your lunch, and your dinner. Triple jeopardy. I'm just only using my own term, just for fun. Okay? Double jeopardy. Okay? Double jeopardy meal. Meaning I'm creating my creativity. Okay? Creativity statement for this, just to make it more fun, right? Double jeopardy meals. Okay, this is my lunch, and at the same time, my breakfast. Or shall I say also, this could be also my dinner, right? Oh my gosh. Okay, ako hindi dala akong kaha dari ari, okay? Okay, then while eating, let's talk a bit regarding pag-ibig. Okay? Ang pag-ibig at pagmamahal na walang katapusan, kailangan nating mararamdaman sa buong sanlibutan. Kaya ako, ikaw, ngayon, bukas at magpakailanman, magmamahal tayo ng tapat sa ating pamilya, sa ating sarili, at sa lahat ng tao sa buong daigdig. Wow! May ganun. daigdig talaga. In fairness. Yun lang naisip ko na term, daigdig on the spot. Okay? Something like that. Okay, sanlibutan. Di ba? Makakalo. Okay. Mukha ko na jud ko in fairness. Wait ha. Di ba? Wow, nakakaloka. Okay, I wish I could eat also, you know, galat. Galat po. Galat daw. Actually, what comes to my mind is galante. Then I try to convert it immediately to an English word. I use galat, but actually it's not galat. I think so that's elite. E-L-I-T-E. Elite food. Or socialite food. Okay, meaning bongga. Okay, but I don't have time to do that. Oh, this. Oh, tanawan. Oh, di ba? Nakakaloka. Okay, ako sa hingit. Charot. Pati pa naman pag-hungit, i-vlog pa dyan. Ang sarap. Because Amana is very, you know, tasteful. Wow. Ganon, tasteful. There is also tasteless. The antonym of tasteful. Potato. I really feel the presence of the egg. Kaloka. Sarap. Ganun ba yun? Okay guys, before anything else, we need to define what is Pag-Ibig. The Pag-Ibig is not really the Pag-Ibig that pagmamahal. What I mean is, as I told you earlier, this is all about government, investment, and security fund. Something like that, okay? For your retirement, something like that, or savings in the future. So what is the Pag-Ibig? I need to illustrate that in the board because it needs a little bit of memorization. Okay, get the point. So, quick memorization is an essential tool in order for us to pass certain examinations, but you have to memorize with also a clarity of your comprehension, understanding with regards to the certain topics or whatever. What I mean is that you don't have to plainly memorize, you have to understand each term of the particular sentence. Get the point? It's gonna be like that. Okay, but what I'm trying to emphasize that memorization is very, very important. There are also people that can memorize quickly, even though the teachers are writing in the board. There are also people that doesn't memorize quickly and will never register in their brain cells immediately. So it's gonna be like that. So those people that cannot register to their brain cells immediately, the topics and the lessons are written with the board, with their instructors and teachers, they will be able to write down that in the notebook or jot down that in the notebook. That's why our parents, give us money to buy those notebooks when they are young, during elementary education, high school education, and not necessarily in college education, because as what I observed, in college education, we reduce of too much writings, right? On experience only, we reduce the too much writings. What we have is we increase our resources. Something like that. Okay, the books, blah blah blah, the handouts, the manual, like that. But during our elementary and high school, not that really bad. You get the point. Something like that. So it's gonna be here. Okay, Pag-Ibig. Okay, Pag-Ibig. You got the point. Okay. Pag-Ibig is a very, very secure, institution with regards to investments and retirement funds or housing loan funds, because this is government securities, something like that. So it's better than the banks, because the banks can normally undergo bankruptcy or closure because it is a private institution, sometimes cannot usually withstand due to some problems regards to their clients and customers in the future. It's gonna be like that. Oh, there are a lot of issues also to be faced regarding that situation. Okay, so we go to the government institution, the Pag Ibig and the SSS, but our topic for today is not SSS, it's Pag Ibig. So what's the definition of Pag Ibig? Chararap. Okay, nakakaloka. So this gonna be P stands for pagtutulungan. Memorize this ha, pagtutulungan. But it's up to you to memorize or that's only a dagdag kaalaman. Okay, something like that. Pagtutulungan sa kinabukasan. Right? That's Tagalog or Filipino. When we mean of Tagalog, that's tantamount to Filipino. That's why we have Filipino subjects. That means Tagalog. Okay? When we use that. Filipino means Tagalog, but the Filipino means Tagalog as a medium of instruction or language used, but we put Filipino as a subject, the term in the grade, in the in the report card, not Tagalog. The name of the subject is Filipino, but we use Tagalog in our medium of instruction, discussion, like that, blah, 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 so and so. Okay. So, pagtutulungan sa kinabukasan, okay, ganon, di ba? Okay, ikaw, nakakaloka, ikaw talaga. Okay, ikaw, comma, bangko. This is not the bangko, ha, that we used to sit well. This is the bangko, the bank, the traditional bank. Okay? Bangko, industriya, nakakaloka. Industriya means industries. Why? They put industries because they do the investment in industries also, especially in the, security bands like that, BONDS, security bands, and also for the government-related investment schemes or programs, something like that. Okay, now industriya and gobyerno. Okay. So this is the whole thing of the Pag-Ibig. Okay, so Pag-Ibig, pagtutulungan sa kinabukasan. Meaning to say, the pagtutulungan sa kinabukasan is in here. Okay? And then, ibig. I means ikaw. B means bangko. I means industriya. G means gobyerno. So, Pag-Ibig. And this is all about fund. So, Pag-Ibig, fund. Okay. When you mean of fund, talking about purely money. Okay. With regards to its status, could it be an online money, physical money, that you can really see by your eyes, the cash and the coins? It doesn't matter at all as long as it is a fund. F-U-N-D. You get the point. Something like that. Okay, that's Pag-Ibig. Okay. Now, this is really a law. So that's why it is very secure. This is under Republic Act RA, di ba ganon? 9679. Okay, so everything about Pag-Ibig, you can really enjoy. Okay, there will be no loss because they are the most trusted government agency in the Republic of the Philippines. As we can always remember that PhilHealth having a bad reputation, right, because of Riza antivirus, this Pag-Ibig is really trusted. You can never heard corruption in this agency, even before. Okay, you can hear the tourism, okay, the custom, the DENR, not so, right? And then also the BIR is the most corrupt, I think so. And then also the PhilHealth, and also the health, okay? The health meaning the what we call the public health agency we have, okay? You get the point? So, but this, you can never heard Pag-Ibig that, have corruption. Okay, tell me, show me your proof, then I will read it also. Okay, but for now, there's nothing. Okay, I think there will be another problem, but not more on the corruption. You get the point? The sound like that. So, now you have your regular contribution there. Okay, regular contribution. Then this is not also forcing you to have a contribution. Right? You get the point? And I forgot also if the government will, for example, if you are going abroad or OFW, something like that, or migrant workers, like that. Migrant workers, those workers that will escape from the country of origin to do a job. That's migrant. Or to live to another country from your country of origin, something like that. Those are migrant workers. Okay, same as OFW. But if you speak about OFW, they are trying to emphasize there, these people gonna return back to the Philippines at a certain period of time. For example, at least 60 years old by the law, something like that, or by the law of the country they are working with. Okay, so they will be back. But this migrant, not necessarily. They can go beyond 60. So these are migrant workers. But OFW is considered also a migrant. But to set the differentiation between the two, migrant is more on the general that could either be permanent or not permanent, something like that. To the point, because some migrant workers also are permanent in the US, something like that. They will just return during vacation, but they have already have the green visa, something like that. So they are now US citizens. So these are migrant, okay? Because this is not limited to a certain period. 3 years contract, 2 years contract, like that. And it doesn't mean also that after 60 years old, they will turn it back to the Philippines. Okay, the Philippine government cannot force them to do that. So these are migrant. But OFW, it's automatic. After 60 years old, you will going back to your country of origin. Okay? There's no explanation. Okay? Collapse. Oh. So that's the difference between OFW and a migrant worker. But again, OFW is an example of a migrant worker. Di lang siya permanent. Okay? And that's very clear. Since we are talking about not permanent, so it is very, very important to save money in the future. Okay? Because that is not permanent. We need to save money in the future for our family, for our financial security, and to our financial freedom. It's gonna be like that at the age of 60 years old. You get that point? Okay, so we have now here a regular contribution. This is what we called technically as a P1. P1 contribution, or sometimes called as MP1. Okay, MP1. But it's just the same. P1 or MP1, that means the same. Okay, and then we have the voluntary contribution. This regular contribution, meaning to say the government really will automatically deduct your, record, financial records, if you're an FW, blah, 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 so and so, or if you are working, governed by the DOLE, Department of Labor and Employment, the control of all our, employees in our country are the DOLE. Okay, so if that is the case, automatically will be deducted in your monthly salary, something like that. It will become a regular contribution. But for those people who are not working, they are not also mandatory to have the regular contribution because they don't have money. Okay, you get the point? It's gonna be like that. Or their company is not also really interested to pay the Pag Ibig. But I think so, due to Republic Act 9679, those companies are really mandated to deduct this regular contribution before the employee will receive their monthly salary. Something like that. You got the point? Okay. Now this is the first type, P1 or EP1. Now we have the voluntary contribution. Okay. The voluntary contribution is the P2 or the EP2. And this is now savings, personal savings. Okay, personal savings at a tenure meaning duration. Okay, at a tenure of 5 years, maturity. Okay, you can always hear the word maturity because once that period will be reached, automatically the money with interest will be given back to the contributor. Contributor meaning to say the one who put their investment in Pag Ibig, something like that. Okay, so that's MP2 savings for 5 years maturity, or the tenure is 5 years. So this P2 and NP2 is more on the savings, okay? But this is not more on the retirement. Why? Because they can withdraw also the money. It depends if it is really mandated to withdraw or depends in their health or whatever that what they feel they need to use the money now because of the problems of the financial crisis they have in their family. Then they can also withdraw back their money in their NP2 savings, something like that. But there will be an adjustment of the interest also. As what I heard, it's gonna be 50% deduction of your compounded interests earned. But it's okay as long as there's a compounded interest rather than not, and return all the capital. Okay, it's not the same with the bank, I think so. Okay, it's another story there in traditional banks. So it's gonna be more secure if you invest your money in Pag Ibig and P2 savings. Disclaimer, I'm not an employee in the Pag Ibig. Okay, that's why you're promoting the Pag Ibig, something like that. No, I'm not an employee there. I don't have any related business affiliation with them. Okay, this is only my personal sharing of information, being a part also as a contributor in this Pag Ibig government investment and saving institution, something like that. Okay, as I told you a while ago in my previous month vlogging, I've talked about investment or investing in Pag Ibig government institution, something like that. Okay, now we have the voluntary contribution, meaning to say voluntary. You are not forced to do so. Okay, that's very clear. You are not mandated to do it. It's up to you, but you are encouraged or promoted to do this kind of savings because it is for your own future, for your family also, in terms of emergency situations that what could be happening for us when we reach 60 years old. As we know that so many diseases will come in, something like that at the age of 40 plus. Okay, so that's gonna be the normal situations that will be happening for us as an individual in this planet Earth. It cannot be denied by biological processes. We can develop weakness as what science spoke that really our collagen protein will drop as we go aging. Okay, and the protein will give us energy. Once we lose our energy, the different types of living organisms will easily attack our immune system, and that's the time we will be weakened. And then if we are weakened, our human susceptibility and resistance will become also not strong. That's why sickness will be developed. Okay, or in fact, cancers or whatever diseases will come into you after 5 years, after 2 years, after 20 years, or it could not be denied. So this is gonna be the purpose of it. This is something good, guys. If you are it's only very necessary. What I mean, if you don't have personal business in your country of origin or in our country, but if you have a business, this is not really an issue because you have fund to sustain your emergency situation or financial emergency situations in your country of origin or in your family, okay, or in your siblings, something like that. Okay, but for us, we don't have personal business. That's why me personally, I will encourage all OFWs, the first timers of OFWs all over the world, Filipinos, to do savings in this MP2 savings in the Pag Ibig Fund. Pagtutulungan sa kinabukasan, ikaw, bangko, industriya, at gobyerno. Okay? Any questions so far? I will drink this coffee. My gosh. Okay. Guys, guys, what I noticed also, when I do the vlogging, it will also reduce my mental stress. What I mean by my mental stress, there's so many, information in my brain cells accumulated, really, day by day. There's a lot of procedures, documentations, like that, okay, sciences, a lot. Okay, then these are all stuck in the hippocampus part of my cerebral brain cell, cerebral here in the brain part, because the hippocampus is the storage of all your memory. Your memory retention takes place in your hippocampus part of your brain. Okay, so sometimes I'll be weakened, something like that, and I don't have the courage to do the regular household chores in this room, something like that. Then if I do the vlog, I will become active. and energetic to release all, and I will be happy. Something like that. And I will not be wicked. I will be strong. I will be active. Something like that. I think this is gonna be also immune system, right? Because you are usually doing that for a couple of times regularly, then your system also wants that for you to be happening all the time. Okay, it has to do something also with the relationship of your messengers, hormones versus your brain cells. Okay, it's gonna be like that. Wait for a while. I have to discuss more on the voluntary contribution. Oh my gosh. Wait for a while. Nakakaloka. Okay, I don't use the microphone now, so I still continue the vlogging, something like that. Okay. Now, guys. Okay. Now, guys, somebody is questioning me. Okay, that what you will do to your money after all. Okay, you don't have sons and daughters, something like that. Okay, so asking silly questions to you like that. Okay. I will answer that question. Okay, later. Okay. The word family doesn't literally mean that you have your own biological sons and daughters, something like that. Okay, that's that's the definition from the word family. Okay, it is a general and a broad term that could be also meaning you can adopt children, the nieces, the nephews, your mother, your brother. That could also be your own family, even though that is not your own family. You got my point? Meaning that is not your own son through sexual intercourse, but you will be happy because that is your family. You get the point? So that's the first philosophy. It doesn't have to be biological to be happy if you don't have children and money. If you don't have children but you have the money. You get the point? Something like that. So that's a wrong connotation, and that is not subject to scientific practicality. You get the point? You get the point? So it's not really a requirement also to go married. Okay? The government does not say, and the biblical information also doesn't say that you should marry to be happy. You get the point? Tell me one single statement in the Bible that states you should marry so that you will be happy. You should marry so that you can be saved and you will receive the eternal glory of the Lord our God. It doesn't matter at all. You know why? Remember Jesus at the age of 33 years old. He died. Okay? He has girlfriend. He don't marry, but why he is happy? Okay? Meaning to say, in our religion, okay, specifically, we are taught to have love and happiness. Okay? Like that. And total freedom. Like that. And we have this in our 7 holy sacraments. I am flagging religion now. Sorry guys, what's happening to me? Okay, total happiness. Yes, okay, like this. Okay, we have 7 holy sacraments. Okay, it's not really mandated to marry. We have to be a priest. Okay, hilog sa masakiton, something like that. We have the singleness or the single blessedness. We have the marriage, something. These are the vocation which you choose. You are happy, then go for it. It just happened there are also people who are here in the single blessedness. They are not married even though they are 60 years old, 70 years old, something like that or whatever. But it doesn't mean they cannot do earthly happiness. What I mean only to the vocation. Okay? So it doesn't really mean requirement to marry to multiply, something like that. You got the point? Because there's also a general term in the Bible, go to the world and multiply. But this is technically not literal also. It could also mean also that we need to multiply the love that God gave to us. Okay? You get the point? That's not really necessarily mean a flesh that you have to multiply. Go to the world and multiply. We need to say, we need to multiply either in number or by the love of God to everybody. Okay, that's why we have the commandments. Number 1, love God above all things. Okay. Number two, love your neighbor as you love yourself. So this is the two commandments in our New Testament. In our Old Testament, we have the Ten Commandments embarked and put by the large stone of Moses. Okay, something like that. But it has converted into two only generally. Love God above all things and love yourself and love others as you love yourself. That means you should love your enemy even though it is difficult to love them. So that's the rule. In fact, it doesn't state there that you have to marry, right? In the commandment. As long as you love your God, you love others yourself, it doesn't mention about marriage. So it's not mandatory. You get the point? So sa mga single dyan, ay mo ka-pressure that somebody said, asa naman mong anak, tiguang na kaya ka. Okay, those are toxic people. Okay? You get the point? Never entertain them. Just close your mouth. Escape from the argumentation. Because most of the clever individual will never associate into a silly conversation or superficial. Meaning to say, surface mabaw. Okay, something like that. Those only are marites people. Chismoso, chismosa. Because intellectual people talk more on ideas rather than the lives of others. You get the point? Okay, mga Hitachi. Hitachi, these are not brilliant people. Hitachi, himantayon, tabian, chismosa, chismoso. Okay? So if you talk about intellectual leveling, smart people talks on ideas. Okay, not people around them. Okay, and that's very clear, ha? So we have 7 vocations. So it happens, me here in the singleness, my vocation. Okay, it's not on the marriage. Because there's a leveling, which area you belong. And not only me, all over the world, there's a lot also, there's millions of people also like me. If you try to compute statistically the 100 million Filipinos in our country, it's not only me, it's millions also. Really. Okay, that's our single until now. And don't have their own biological sons and daughters. You get the point? So don't say like that, you should really marry, because there's a reason why we don't get married yet. Something like that. Okay, because it's really prioritization. You get the point? Mm-hmm. And there's also another reason, maybe due to sexual preferences, okay, sexual orientation, something like that. There's a lot of reasons behind that also. And maybe they're considering happiness. It's not about that also. Okay, it's a broad terminology of being happy, not only through marriage. And never equate the age to marriage also. That's silly statement also. Though you can still pursue or continue your idea of being like that, it doesn't matter also because that is your own perception in life. Okay? I can never also force to change your philosophy in life about that. Okay? But we need to defend because I'm not only one single in this entire planet. There's a lot of single people on planet Earth. Okay, maybe I'm just only the representation to them to explain why marriage is not really the basis of true and permanent happiness. Okay, that's it. Okay, going back to the voluntary contribution. Okay, because I read also a lot of posts that they got angry and irritated, just like to my friends also who are living partners now in the US. Something like that. They don't have children, and sometimes because that is a girl, she also, feeling sad of these people. Why until now you don't have your own children? It looks like also very depressing, right? To keep on repeating, and you know already the situation that they cannot bear a child, right? Why you keep on asking those silly questions in the first place? They cannot bear a child. Maybe there's something wrong with the health or biological processes in their for the girl and the boy, meaning to say they cannot be productive sexually. So you don't have the right to really questioning why they don't have a child until now. It's not your business actually. Okay, they can be happy in another point of view also, right? You get the point? No, because my friends also a lot also keep in the post like that. They will be irritated for those questions like this. Why like this? Why like this? Until now you are not blah 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 so and so. Why you don't have a child? So things like this are not for me. It's only mabaw, superficial only. Okay. In fact, we cannot bring all things in heaven. We cannot bring the materials, we cannot bring the money. Of course, we cannot bring our sons and daughters when we die. Same thing. So nobody will last, even though biological son and daughter. You will be separated there. Don't you think you can have also your own family there, the same as your family on earth? No, it's not, because after death, we are individually judged by our Lord God. Okay, individual person will be judged according to one entity or one person to person. Not you don't have the family there already when we die. So meaning to say, we will lost everything in the earth: the food, the materials, the money, the sons and daughters, and everything. So we should not be perfect every time that we will say you have to marry, you have to marry. Like that's very short version. No, it's not. So this is not a dictatorship, planetary habitat. Wow, habitat talaga. Yes, habitat meaning to say a place where the living organisms exist. And individuals also are living organism. The highest form of living organism is human or people, something like that. Okay, habitat, or shall we say the ecosystem. Ecosystem, no, ecology. Okay, sorry, ecology, because ecosystem is the interaction of the people between the different processes around them, something like that. Okay, that's why they work. Okay, that's why they need to earn money, something like, because it's already an ecosystem. But the ecology, what I mean, is the nature and the habitat you grow with, you explore with, and you live with accordingly to your happiness. Something like that. Okay, my gosh. Sige na lang, yaw-yaw ako ni Kaon sa aking kuan. Okay, corned beef with egg. My gosh. Egg talaga. Egg! As I told you, I am a Cebuano. Sometimes our E and will be reversed. Sorry talaga, guys. Somebody corrected me before for this. I will never be ashamed for that because that's reality. You know, sometimes I will use the E and I interchangeably, the gahi and the humok in the Bisaya. Okay? So they can really differentiate what is a Cebuano or not when we go to places, especially in Manila area. When we talked in our language, sometimes the matigas, like the interchange with soft, like that. So it's better for me to talk in English straight rather than talking about Tagalog because of that issue also. Sometimes, even though they corrected me already, it keeps on repeating because that is our native tongue, something like that. We cannot fight for that. Sometimes it will just come out naturally, least unexpected. You got the point? When we talk, normally talaga siya. Okay, that's why we prefer to talk in English rather than a pure straight Tagalog. Not all the time also, it depends on the person, but for me personally, that's me. I don't have to carry my burden to other people. Not burden, to carry my, my comfortability to other. If I'm comfortable with using English language, I don't have to force anybody else to do also what I do. Right? It's gonna be like that. We have the full freedom. Okay? Ganon! Oh my gosh, the eggs. Well, sarap. Nakakaloka! I'll do something, ha? Siguro lang yung ko eh. Hello guys! Happy Saturday to everyone! It's vlogging time, Junjun. So I'm gonna talking about also the difference between humility and pride. Okay, because I've also read this in the posts. Because I found it very wrong to stop the feelings and emotions because they don't want anybody to turn off to them, even though it's very comfortable to them to share their innermost thoughts and feelings. Meaning to say, we have to adjust in posting and commenting just to please everybody under their shoes. Something like that. And it's not true happiness. For example, if you have really what comes in your heart like that, and then you want to post that, and sometimes it will just hold on and you will stop it because you don't want your friends to be out from your side because you are bad already, something like that. They will control to the extent that they are trying to pretend. Okay, for example, if we have this kind of feelings and then we try to post that in the social media, why you need to stop that? That comes from your heart. So it meaning to say you are really forced by the people around you, but not yourself. Meaning to say you are not true to yourself. You are pretending, something like that, to be someone else in order to be appreciated, and in order they will please you, something like that, or they can please you, something like that, to put on a very positive adjective. It's not true to me because you should be straightforward and frank. It doesn't matter at all. As I told you, everybody will die in this planet Earth. Even though how good you are, how bad you are, nobody will retain, something like that. And in my character and in my personality, I am not an extrovert person. Meaning to say, I'm not an outgoing person. It doesn't matter for me if I don't have friends or not. Okay? As long as God is my best friend and I can stand alone with that without anybody else. Really? Okay, even though without my family, as long as I have the God, I will be happy permanently. Okay? It doesn't mean I'm very, very selfish, but that is my nature also because I've been growing up to 46 years old. There's nothing will go to you from the first step you were born to the last. Even though your parents, they will never, they will never be at your side all the time, every second, every minute, every hour. It's only the Lord God will be there for you from the moment when you were born, you was born, until now. Saan mo lupalop sa buong mundo. So that's why I'm telling you, your best friend will be your God. It's not necessarily to have friends all the time. That's not mandatory also. Okay? You can survive without them. Okay? But it's ang saya-saya to have them. But what I mean, you can survive without them. Okay? That's very clear. So we need to say, we need to stand by our own feet to be independent from somebody else. Something like that. If that is the case, we are taught to be independent and stand to our own feet, then we don't rely to others who push us to do this, to do that, because they are regulating your life now. You get the point? And you don't have to think that if you do this, you do that, they will be sad, you will become bad anymore. No, it's not like that. You are just to be true to yourself. Okay? And if you are true to yourself, then you are happy already. There's no equivalent, forced happiness for that. It will just come out freely from who you are, something like that. So I really advise these people in the social media, do not stop your feelings and emotions just because if you post that, they will be angry with you, they will be sad, they will be going away from your circles as your friends. No, it's not. In fact, it's not a loss from you. Okay? You are a loss from them. Always think that you are a loss from them, they are not a loss from you. Okay? So, like that. It's gonna be like that. And of course, we need to avoid toxic people. Meaning to say, toxic people are those reactive. Meaning to say, if you post something, they will just only find mistakes in your posts and they will reply. Then, if you post something good, inspirational, they will never comment at all. Okay? They will never reply at all. And they will never put emojis at all. So, who is selfish now? The one who posted or the one who just only reading the post, even though the posts are very relevant and then it is very inspiring? Okay? Because they're only extracting the bad and mistakes out of you from your posts. Okay? Because they cannot do what you do. Okay? Because meaning to say, they have already limited in English language. Something like that. They are not good in English also. Something like that. That's why they are opted not to comment in English language. Something like that. But there is also a person who is very clever, and very good in English, and he will try also to find mistakes from you, even though you are good already. Something like that. Okay? Those are toxic people. Okay? You get the point. And then trying to say, blah, 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 so and so, if you post like this, who cares? Okay? That's why social media are being created. Do you think all of us have polarized minds? Just like electricity, positive and negative react. If there's no negative, then we don't have electricity. Just like that in social media, expect really that there's a bashing and negative for that because it's a positive and negative as a reaction of the third law of Isaac Newton and the third law also of motion. The scientific world is always just like that. In fact, religion also meets that philosophy. Why? Because our Lord God will not be on earth to save the sinners. If all are righteous people in the planet Earth, then it will be useless for the God to be on the earth to save our sins. Right? Meaning to say, there's always negative, positive, mistakes, correct, blah, blah, blah. So that's why there's peace and there's also war. There's black, there's white. There's always have an antonyms in the real world. You got to point antonyms, the opposite term over the other. If there's a good, there's a bad. The important thing is how to really attack the situation by yourself that you will never be affected to all the negativities and the bashing around you. That would be the most important. But you cannot stop them from commenting negative remarks, negative effects. Who are you to stop those people? Okay, because in the first place, we are having polarized minds. We don't have the same personalities. We don't have the same behaviors. You don't expect that to be the same. In that alone, if you are clever and smart, you don't have the right to stop them from commenting, bashings, and negative or whatever. Okay, just advise in a professional way, okay, or chat them in a nice way, but don't interact violently to those people because that is also their right. If that is the case, there's no social media anymore. Okay, because you can have their positive, negative, blah, 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 so on. So you can hear anything there, the bullying or everything, something like that. But of course, nobody wants that. Okay, we ourselves, what I'm trying to emphasize, we cannot control and regulate the minds of others to the fact that the ideal world, it's gonna be like that. Okay? There's always positive, there's always negative, there's always good, there's always bad, there will be organized things, there will be also disorganized things, there will be peace, there will be also chaos. Chaos meaning violence or the absence of peace, something like that. You get the point? Ganon. Sige lang kung yayo ako mukhaon. Oh my gosh. Okay? So I heard also a lot of, people on the Facebook that try to, to hold on. Though it's good also sometimes if your intentions are really good. But what if your intentions are really like that and you already stop from doing that? It looks like you are not telling the truth. You get the point? You are pretending, something like that, okay? So better sometimes you need to be frank and straightforward. You get the point? It doesn't matter if you have friends or not. Okay? You get the point because, you will respect your emotions, you will respect your feelings, and be sure that it's coming first from your mental evaluation. Mental evaluation meaning coming through intelligence. Because the brain works first, secondly is the heart. That's why the brain is put above the heart in the placement of the anatomy of our parts of the body, right? Meaning to say, the mind will always control the heart. In decision making, the brain cells will do the job first, secondly the heart. But above all things, it's the chemical messengers hormone responsibility to have effective coordination and communication to our brain cells before we act to a certain thing. Okay? So I discussed that last year about hormones, functions, essential functions, and its relevance to human being. If you forgot or not, if you haven't tuned in my vlogs, right? So chemical hormones are very, very important. It depends, that's the impact of our appetite. Okay, appetite of eating, appetite of dancing, appetite of singing, appetite of working, like that. You are obsessed in working even though you are very, very tired already, because something wrong with your hormones, okay, dictate your brain cells, work, 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 because we need money, money, like that. So that is a chemical messenger hormone really acting on that. Then secondly, the brain, and then your emotions and feelings, then actions after that. So the actions will be the last. Okay, you get the point? The results will be the last based on your actual actions or performances, right? It could be you are eating, sitting, dancing, or blah blah blah, exploring around the world, or whatever you are now in the planet Earth. Just like me, I'm exploring, vlogging a lot, talking a lot, to the fact that nobody listens to me, but it doesn't matter as long as I am happy. And also increasing my revenues in my channel, okay? Something like that. You get the point? Ganon! Oh, diba? Wait for a while, guys, ha? Oh, well, talking, my coffee is becoming cold. Heat transfer. Okay, heat transfer from higher temperature to lower temperature. Even though I off the AC. Okay, it's a natural phenomenon that the hat will become cold after that due to the process. Okay? It's gonna be endothermic process, not the exothermic, the reverse of the exothermic process, because it's becoming cold, something like that. Okay, I already discussed the difference between exothermic and endothermic in my previous vlogging about chemistry, right? So just go back there and you can click there. I have already 900 videos, okay, in my YT channels, 900 plus, okay? It's gonna be health science, pure sciences, chemistry, physics, blah blah blah, so on so on. Sometimes a little bit of occupational safety and health, and then the personal vloggings, like cooking sometimes, singing, something like whatever. Okay, but this one, this is really the investment scheme program vlogging. Okay, got on. Okay, guys. Okay, chart. So my second project, because my gate, my parking gate was already finished, and I'm very very happy now. So our cars will be secured now from the calamities, because our gate before was broken to the typhoon, and then oh my gosh, and I have to repair it back, and now it's absolutely repaired back again, and I'm very very happy. Thank you, Lord. Okay, so our cars will become safe now. Okay. So my next project will be is I have to put a library in our house. Library, such like a mini library in which I need to arrange the different subjects, for example, science, economics, health, like that. So I've been putting my effort on that. Okay, as I told you, prioritization, because to the fact that I'm not married, you get the point? So I diverted my time in that aspect also. You get the point? So if I am busy to educate my own children, give them food to eat, maybe these kinds of things will never be delivered, because I converted my focus and concentration to my children. Since I don't have that, biologically, I explore to another thing, which is information, academic information, and something like that. Then my next project would be a mini library, something like that. Okay, so for example, if I will become a professional instructor or something like that in the future, I don't know really. Okay, because I found out that's really my expertise and masterpiece to be in that area. It just happened that I am in the OSH field. OSH field also have also the chance to talk, to communicate, something like to do trainings. So it will be okay also. But there is more to that. Okay, to mentor students like that. So that is on academe. Okay, like that. So I think I am more inclined to that based on the talent that God gave to me. Okay, maybe not for now. Okay, it's up to Him. It differs on the situations when we cannot force, okay, to be happening at a sudden moment or a quick moment, okay? So it will be properly planned accordingly as the God is our architect of our own future. For me, I always consider God as an architect of our own future. It's not myself. Really, I'm only steward. Okay? I'm using only the talent that He gave me. Okay? I'm not really forcing to certain things that will be not on my part or in my shoes. I don't want to put things on my shoes. I always considered Him as my remote control. The Lord God is my remote control. You know why? Okay, I'm a licensed chemical engineer. You know, everybody knows that, right? Then why I'm not working being a chemical engineer? Okay, actually, there's a lot of prejudices around me. And they said, why you are in the OSH field, the salary is not very high. Okay, and I will never react to them. Because if I will have my opinion, maybe they will never accept my opinion also. I'll just keep on silent until now. Okay, I don't really go by that because for me, it's not money matters the most in a permanent happiness in this planet Earth. Okay, what will happen to you if you have all the money on earth and then your health is not good? Okay? You are not happy what you are doing. You are just trying to force yourself just to let the people have a impression that you have all money in the world. Okay? That's the first thing. It's not that really that matters a lot. For me, happiness matters a lot. Even though how little I receive each month, as long as I am happy with it, then it's okay. Okay? Like that, because the true exploration of happiness is not all about money. You get the point? And I'm that already before. Okay, so why should I be back to that? Okay, not to be arrogant. I received 13,560 Saudi Riyal in working as a supplemental manpower in Saudi Aramco. Okay, I have the basic salary for that. I already done that before in the past also. So for now, money is not really that matters at all. Okay, as long as I'm happy what I'm doing. So there's people also keep on why you are like that, why you are like that, why you are like that, why like that. So if you are a chemical engineer in Europe, in US, maybe you are getting higher pay. It's always like that, but I came to a point I will never react anymore because if I will keep on having my reasoning, maybe they will not accept also. Okay, because what we found, most of the licensed chemical engineers also maybe based on their experience are having a very very good job and having a higher salary pay, and they try to equate or they try to compare that to me, something like that. So I don't have to reason anymore, right? It's not escaping, but I want to have peace on my mind, something like that I don't have to deal with it. Okay, you get the point. It's gonna be like that, and I'm happy in the OSH for now also. Okay, though I'm more happier to become an educator in the future, but for the present, the Lord God gave me that I have to embrace. Okay, what the blessings around me for now. So you don't have to force anything around you to force, because before I also imagined to become, the very popular broadcast journalist, right? After high school, then I never got that. Now in front of you, I'm not a broadcast journalist. I am an ordinary vlogger, something like that. So it's failed. I did not get the ambition in life. And the next also, though I got to become a licensed chemical engineer, but then the Lord God also did not push me to work in that particular specialization. So the story really is, meaning to say, I'm not the one who are regulating my future. Okay? Because to be honest also, I'm also applying a specialization kind of job related to my profession. But sad to say, it was not given to me because as I told you, God is the remote control. Okay, maybe there's a lot also of licensed chemical engineers applying to that, and then suddenly I was not chosen. So things like that is already normal, acceptable in the planet Earth, right? And then you have to go to other options also in which you excel the most, something like that. You get the point? So you don't need to be one-dimensional talent or one-dimensional professional. You can also extend to other versatilities. You get the point? Or multi-talent skills. Something like that. That's not limited only to one area, right? That's what's happening to me. Now, sometimes I can work as a chemist. Sometimes I can work also as a chemical engineer. Sometimes also I can work as a safety professional. Sometimes also I can work as a vocal teacher. Okay, something like that. As I told you, I already passed as a teacher in the Voice Lesson Center for Pop Music in the Philippines in Cebu. That I was never pushing that through because my parents don't want me to avail that kind of opportunity because they wanted me to specialize first my profession as a chemical engineer. As I told you, I can also to be like that also. And sometimes also I can be also an entertainer if I wanted to, right? Because I can sing, I can dance, I can talk, okay, something like that. And I can also sometimes a stand-up comedian, something like that, if I will be given a chance also. Though I'm not really that a very huge joker, but sometimes I can also deliver a little bit of jokes when I do speech in the, especially if the microphone will be given to me immediately on the spot, something like that. Okay, so I can go to other area and I can be also the last, but the most important, I can also be an educator, a teacher, a mentor, a professor. So there are 6 areas in which I can deliver my talent that God gave to me. So I don't have to worry, right? Something like that. And money is not an issue there. You get the point. Why also money is not an issue there aside from the happiness? Because I already also invested money, okay, in my 22 years in working abroad. Okay, something like that. So, meaning to say, I did not waste my money for nothing. Something like that. I always save money. I'm just only a human being also sometimes to crave for material things in life. But I have still also to follow the principles of financial freedom and literacy, doing my personal financial statement, also doing savings for myself. Okay, so it's just like that. Why craving for more? Then you already also enough. Okay, you get the point? Something like that. So it's gonna be like money is not an issue for me. Sorry talaga guys to those friends of mine, colleagues like that, batchmates that expected me to be superior talaga in terms of the profession chemical engineer. Okay? But if you can ask me about chemical engineer, I can also answer. The only thing is I'm not really working specifically in the specialization of being a licensed engineer or a chemical engineer. Okay, but I'm happy of being an OSH professional because I can also use my other talent in effective communication, speaking, something like that, do a little bit of training, and I can use it also in doing reporting, something like which also my one of my assets doing reporting and documentation, something like that. Okay, this is gonna be like that. Uy, punuin na taong po ninyo guys, please. Okay, you got the point. No, I understand because you are really having a high expectation to me. Okay, I understand also. That's why I don't answer you back. Okay, because I accepted it already. Something that also, but for me lang, happiness will not be measured by money and wealth. Okay, you got the point. So there's a lot of avenue to be happy. Something like that. Okay, it's not limited to money and wealth talaga siya, guys. Okay, you get the point. Ganon. Ako sang tiwasan ng akong itlog and corned beef. Wow. My God. Ah. Diba? Kumusta na kayo? Nakakaon na ba ang tanan? Wow. Guys, I will stop for a while for talking, right? Because a lot of talking and only less eating. Less eating, but more on talking. Wow, it's a very unique behavior, right? It's not common to everybody. A lot of talking, less eating. My God, okay? And I'll be able also to discuss about, I love chemical reactions also, right? As you can know also, chemistry is my favorite science is my favorite subject, apart from English, okay? Like that. Okay, but did you ko makatugong science jugo guys? Really, sorry, okay? Ganun itong kuan, mo sila akong makinaon. Sarap! Sarap lang, eh? Because Nandiyo ni ingon sa kuan guys, somebody, replying me, then I don't reply anymore because if things going, too bad already, and then you will exchanging replies over the other, one over the other, and it will not be solved because you are not meeting the principles in your life both. Because in the first place, you have a polarized ideas, opposite ideas, and then you will never agree to a certain degree or whatever. And usually I leave, okay, to that kind of conversations or whatever. I don't reply back anymore. So that's the only solution to give peace in your heart and your mind. Somebody also said to me, because maybe he or she was insulted. I'll never mention name, because it's not good also to mention name, right? To protect themselves also, because they're also engineers. I think so, right? Okay. Then I reply something, and then it's really a strong statement. And then he replying back, something like that. Ibutang sa na sa pagka-bright ang imong, lugar sa na ang imong pagka-bright, Sotero. Like that. Then after that, I don't reply anymore. Because that would be opinion already. You get the point? Basically, guys, if you are really a professional or whatever, even if you're not a professional, you will really try to gauge where to say that is an opinion or a fact. Okay? We need to differentiate the definition between a fact and an opinion. Okay? If that is really an opinion, meaning to say not subject to reality, subject only to what he perceived by himself or herself as a reality only, that is opinion. Okay, a fact is, regardless to the commenter and everything, it is really subject to fact, regardless of who you are. That is the fact. And an example for that is through data, statistics that you can try to attach in your comment. Because there are people that will not believe through words only unless you can cite and incorporate data and statistics in your comments so that they can understand, well, it's gonna be like that. What's the source of this guy? And they have to validate and verify to a certain sources in the links you provided to them in order for them to believe to you. These are people also that will not believe immediately if there are no proofs and evidences to account the validity of your statement. So these are fact. Okay. Now, if he said, ibutang sa lugar ni mong pagka-bright, so meaning that is opinion. Because he or she is just trying to say, according to her belief, that it was not in the right place. Okay, but it is subjective. Okay? For me, not. To others, not. To others also, yes, not sa lugar. So, meaning to say, opinion are not meeting one common, agreeing with each other directly. There's a lot of ideas that will not meet already. But a fact will meet because that is reality already through data, statistics, science, like that. For example, I will say, matter is anything that occupies space and has mass. Nobody will argue to that. That is only a permanent definition for that. That is a fact. Okay? But opinion is another story. Okay, you have to explain more. That's gonna be like that in order to really convince that your statements will be correct. That's already an opinion. Okay, or ideas. So different. So because the ideas are broad, not limited. That's why it is not a wrong. It was not a wrong. It's correct. So it depends on the viewers' minds, something like that. So that's why I never reacted anymore. Okay, things like that. Because if you keep on replying, also, you will be carried by your emotions, and to the extent you were clashing back and forth, and then it will create a hated speech and arguments already, because after you exchanging those comments and replies, nobody will accept who among you will be the correct one, something like that, or telling the truth. Then something wrong. So it will be your emotions now, not your brain cells. It's the effect of your emotions and feelings already, that you cannot be defeated because somebody is telling you like that. And then no, it's not like that. Leave immediately and ignore immediately. In the first place, it cannot help you to grow as a better person if you keep on stagnant in entertaining those kinds of comments and replies. In fact, that will not develop your maturity. If you keep on entertaining comments and posts in the social media that doesn't affect and contribute to your growth as an individual human being in this planet Earth. How can you be relevant if you keep on reacting to those silly statements, something like that? Those silly to me, but others not silly also. I told you, opinion, this is my opinion. Though it's silly for me, so do not react and leave the section. One reply or one comment in a substantial manner, that would be enough. Something like that. Okay? You get the point? Ganon. And also sometimes I also found people, thank you so much for those people that they will never reply back, meaning to say they agree. Like, and they put only like, heart, meaning you put your statements to them, they agree, but cannot just say anything. Because that's reality. For example, if there are people in the social media, particularly the Facebook, and there's a lot of people, the youth, something, they are very jubilant, right? The youth are really an ages era in which we are very, very active, something energetic. We can do what we want in our lives. And they kept on posting something about alcoholic beverages, like that, and a lot of fatty food. And then if you will comment something like this, my friend, please take care of your heart and your liver. And I will put emoji, something like that. And they will never answer me back because that's reality. Okay? If you keep on eating those foods and beverages, it will give you diseases in the future. Maybe not now. So in that case, I can help them to grow as a healthy person. So in that way, my comment would be relevant to them for their own growth. That's why they don't attempt to reply back because it's already factual. Okay? Not opinionated. You get the point? Inanak siya, guys. Ha? Para away-away sa social media. Something like that. Okay. Hala, nawala ko sa screen sa Facebook. Oh my gosh! Nakakaloka. Lalo, di ko yaw-yaw, guys. Diyan pa sa akin, dapat yung dagang istoryahan. Matulad sa pag-ibig. Wow! Diba? Pag-ibig galore. Wait sa guys, ako sinuhuman ako. Hindi ko yaw-yaw, guys, but I don't have the time fully. My teeth is like a grinder or a crusher. Keep on grinding the food. Meaning to say, my teeth is acting as a, physical process, right? Breaking the solid substance into a finer substance. It will go inside to my, system. In my digestive system. Right? Anything palagi siya, guys, is science. Not money. Everything you move, everything you do, already science. The moment you wake up, the moment you urine, the moment you remove your waste, the moment you cook, the moment you go to work, stand, sit, walk, run, all about science. Not money. Diba? That's my opinion. Okay, then you can double check also. Diba? Oh my gosh. Sarap! Nakakaloka. Usually, corned beef with egg will be the breakfast. Especially if you go to the beach, like that. Always an egg like this. Egg, buwan. Something like that. Sometimes, a ham, fried fish, right? In the Philippines, the breakfast is always like that, right? And then coffee. Partner with coffee with milk. Morning, nagod siya mga fried galore, right? Then in lunch, usually mga tinola, something like that, sinigang baboy, whatever, with soap na siya. Okay? Could either be in the lunch and in the dinner. And this is also the issue of Philippine culture. Sorry guys, I'm a Filipino, but there are things also that, sorry ha, disclaimer, sorry talaga guys, there are also times that it's wrong. Even though, how many times I kept on thinking it's really wrong. For example, in the dinner, okay? It's in the dinner that so many food will be there and they forgot that before we sleep at night, okay, we are already sleeping. We are not already doing things. How can the food will be digested? Right? Because we don't do anymore the task. Like that after eating, we will just go to 1 hour, 2 hours, and we will sleep. That would be wrong because you need not to eat more pala talaga siya at night. It should be on the lunch and in the breakfast. But based on my research, you should eat more in the breakfast, not on the dinner. But the Filipino culture will eat more in the dinner. Really, it's totally wrong. Because your vital organs are also not functioning well because you are now sleeping. How can the food will be digested if you eat too much at night? You get the point? This is really wrong. Sorry talaga. Yun nasa ko yung bugiron. But that's really the fact based on my research. And then why it goes like that? Okay, so you need to change a little bit with our culture, right? Why we should eat more at night rather than on the breakfast and the lunch. You get the point? But others also know that anymore, but they don't have to force any other because that's already a culture. It's not easy to change the culture kasi, right? So others are opted to be silent, okay? Not to force others to do that because of course we have freedom to do that. That's their life kasi. But if we talk about reality, scientific reality, that is not really good for us, right? To eat more too much at night and you don't have to work at night. You have to sit, you have to sleep, you have to watch. And then how can the sweat will go out? So there will be no conversion of our waste products, okay, to be released in our system. We keep adding more. So that's the reason also a lot of obese people and fat people because they love to eat at night every time. And this is not an opinion already. This is a fact. You get the point? But the others also are taking vitamins that will try to digest the fats. That will be okay also. That's their another style because they cannot do the exercise. Of course, they should be respected well based on their preferences, right? Because they have also the money to buy that so that they will become also thinner. That's why they can eat also more at night. So it's their decision. But the others also are not doing something. You got the point? Things like that. For me, it's wrong. Sorry talaga ha. Okay? You should not eat more at night. Okay? Ano lang siya? Eat adequate. Okay? Meaning, average or just enough to fulfill your hungriness or your digestive system. It will be enough. Okay? Kalo ka. Diba? Diba guys? Muna siya yung metabo. Sorry. Bye-bye everybody. I need to continue with other vlog. It's too long already. Bye-bye. God bless everybody. Okay, you can comment down below. And you can subscribe my YT channel if you like. And I am very, very grateful if you can do that for me. Thank you so much. And then you can click the notification bell for some newest updates that I am a singer, eternal voice. Thank you so much. Okay, God bless. Char.